Hello, you're listening to Hugo Talks. So let's talk about this Burning Man festival. Now this festival, well, they call it a festival, but in my opinion, these big festivals are not what they seem. They are social experiment, intelligence gathering events. Burning Man has been going on for a long time. It's a new age pagan thing. On the outset, it says here that Burning Man is an annual week-long event focusing on self-expression and community that takes place in the Black Rock Desert in northern Nevada. You know, it's some kind of Mad Max thing with a burning wicker man, all that type of stuff. I did a video recently about Glastonbury and then another smaller festival, Go Wild, which had something to do with Bear Grylls. And there is a clear push at these festivals towards the new age, the woo-woo, the yoga, the meditation, the fire walking, breath work, shamanic stuff, psychedelics, all kinds of that stuff. It always has been. These festivals are used to indoctrinate the masses, to experiment on them. Go back to the 60s and 70s and Woodstock. They experimented with drugs on people there and tracked them. Social experiments. See how people react to certain things in social groups? It's experimental mind control on the masses, and it's also about guiding people towards a counterfeit spirituality, in my opinion. Anyway, it says here 70,000 people go to this. 70,000 people. How much do these people pay for this nonsense? It says here it starts at around $500. And then upwards to 1,000 each, even 2,000 each. But it starts at around $575 to go to this event. That seems to be the minimum, so that's a lot of money. I mean, I can't be bothered to do the maths. It's a lot of money being made. Anyway, it seems that this desert thing has been a washout this year, and these 70,000 people, it says here, are now stranded in the Nevada desert. Burning Man 2023, it says here, organisers plan festival finale as thousands of attendees stranded at Nevada site. One person has died and thousands have been left stranded in the Black Rock Desert. Let's have a look at some clips here.
In the US, 73,000 people have become trapped as dangerous weather lashes the desert grounds of a famous music festival.
Stranded with no way in or out. Heavy rain has turned the Nevada desert into mud. And tonight, 70,000 people at the Burning Man Festival have been told to shelter and to conserve food and water.
Burning Man attendees are being told to shelter in place and conserve resources amid heavy flooding in the area. You can see that. A woman right there trying to pick the mud off her shoes. Just a complete mess out there. Organizers for the festival posted on X, formerly known as Twitter, that the airport and entrance of Black Rock City, Nevada, where the event is held, are both closed. That also said that no driving is allowed besides emergency vehicles, adding that attendees should try to conserve food, water, and fuel. Those folks won't be going anywhere for a while, it sounds like.
Well, that looks like a lot of fun. I hope they're getting their money's worth. So this is interesting. I don't know if it's been exaggerated in the news. Much stuff is these days, but with an event such as this, which is one of many yearly experiments on the masses, nothing would surprise me. Now, of course, you will see lots of videos talking about how this Burning Man is very occult, pagan, some say satanic event. I might have covered it in the past, I can't remember. And there's all kinds of things going on there with symbology. You've got a chapel of Babel, an eyeball, and all seeing eye stuff, beasts, rituals, witchcraft, etc., etc. They have a big burning man where they get people to put memories of loved ones or people they don't like into this big effigy and then burn it. This was done a year or so ago in the UK. A big temple was built. You remember I did a video about it. The guy who built that temple in the UK is the same guy who builds these ones in the Nevada desert. They also did it at Glastonbury in 2022 with a giant lotus. It was the same thing in both. Bring something along to put into it so it burns. These are called offerings. Do these people know what they are making an offering to? This is Beltane, basically. It's appeasing spirits. It's ritual. It's witchcraft. It's a burning ceremony. It says here, it's a transformative ritual traditionally performed as a way of releasing something that no longer serves you. it's initiating people into witchcraft. This Burning Man thing, 70,000 people, a lot of the videos you will see talking about this event will say, it's hedonistic, there's a lot of satanic imagery there, themes and clubs, and yeah, it's all there. Probably over-exaggerated to a certain extent, but in my opinion, it's like many things, a huge social experiment and intelligence gathering exercise, and the punters are the guinea pigs. It's an international government experiment on the people. They're testing stuff out, seeing how people react in groups, analysing their collective reactions for their future plans, which by the looks of it is about introducing a one world religion of some kind. Burning Man was started by an organisation, it says here, called Cacophony Society. Cacophony means a discordant set of sounds, something that is irritating to listen to. An American organisation described on their website as a randomly gathered network of free spirits united in the pursuit of experiences beyond the pale of mainstream society. That's what it says to describe the Cacophony Society, the people, the organisation who started and are still organising the Burning Man Festival. So we're led to believe that it's just a random bunch of people who have managed to put together this festival for 70,000 people in the Nevada desert now. It's grown to that. Cacophony Society is divided into different chapters, it says here. The San Francisco chapter, the Los Angeles chapter, the Portland chapter. You have chapters in Freemasonry. It says here Royal Arches are Freemasonic chapters. It says here Royal Arch Masons meet as a chapter. So it's sounding like the same thing, yeah, the same type of setup. Before the Cacophony Society, it was called the Suicide Club. And they labelled themselves as a secret society. It says here the Suicide Club was a secret society in San Francisco which lasted from 1977 to 1982. So a secret society, and they called themselves the Suicide Club, which then turned into the Cacophony Society. And this is the organisation that is behind the Burning Man, Suicide Club and Cacophony Society. It says here what they would do at the start is they would infiltrate organisations, do large organised street pranks, flash mobs, and do publicity stunts that would get attention of the press in order to change and influence society. So it's sounding a lot like, Extinction Rebellion, Just Stop Oil, a PSYOP group. And within these groups, there is a lot of brainwashed people, I believe. If you go to the Suicide Club's website, which is not operating as it's changed to Cacophony Society, but the website is still there, they have a members card on display, which has a member's testimony. It says, the bearer has agreed to get all worldly affairs in order to enter into the world of chaos, cacophony, and dark saturnalia, to live each day as it were your last, and is a member of good standing of the Suicide Club. So we see chaos mentioned, dark saturnalia. Whose motto is order out of chaos? I think we all know that one by now. So this is the original company of the Burning Man, which now have 70,000 people going to their events in the Nevada desert, who are now supposedly stranded and won't be let in or out. It's a pagan festival full of witchcraft, which I think is a huge government experiment. Well, look, I don't think. It's admitted here. We see this article from a few years ago. Undercover FBI agents spy on Burning Man Festival to prevent terrorism and test out new intelligence collection technology. FBI agents have been intelligence gathering at the alternative festival since 2010, they admitted. They claimed it was needed to aid in the prevention of terrorist activities and intelligence collection, but the methods used to secretly collect information have been redacted. So they are telling you, right? They're telling you they have been using this event to test the punters there and collect intelligence on the things they do and how they react, testing them like guinea pigs, and who knows in what ways, maybe experimental drugs, the food that they have there, some of the more hedonistic things they do, the witchcraft elements. To what extent, I don't know. Is it a form of loosh energy farm experiment? Who knows? It goes on to say here, the security service said its special events management unit has kept files on festival goers, known as burners, to aid in the prevention of terrorist activities and intelligence collection. But the FBI's 16-page response to the question is heavily redacted with information about the technology being used to secretly gather the information being blanked out. A lot of people don't get this. All of these events, especially the big ones, are put on to influence and feed propaganda agendas to the masses, and also to experiment with mind control on the masses, to indoctrinate people into set beliefs. And then the darker elements, they trick people into participating in witchcraft without their knowledge, or try to get them to get into it, to adopt it, usually through the filter of the new age woo-woo. When people hear of MK Ultra, mind control, they think of individual people being under control. That was like 50 years ago, maybe. Now with the internet, it's about mass programming, and that mass programming is tested first at events like this. And that's their primary purpose, yeah? If they can make money along the way, then they will, of course, and they do. They make a lot of money. But they also get guinea pigs to pay them to be tested on. I've said this before, if people don't go to these events, don't engage, they would still put them on and start giving tickets away for free because they want your engagement. That's what it's about. The main reason for these events is for the intelligence gathering and social psychological testing. And this all stems from the authorities themselves, the governments. I believe the organisations running it are fronts for the government, are just puppet companies created to front international New World Order governments. Just like you see with the puppet Elon Musk and Twitter. So that's Burning Man. Now, these things, they can't affect you if you don't engage with them, if you don't allow your attention to be captured by them, don't, go to the event, then you can't be influenced by it. And you can see from the imagery and the symbolism of these events what it's all about and how they want to influence the masses. It's all about leading the masses away from salvation, as always, away from Jesus, away from the spiritual connection and the power of the Holy Spirit that comes with that spiritual connection if you conform it. It's all about getting the masses to forsake the protection of God. That's why it's inherent for them to try and corrupt you at every stage, so you lose that protection. Okay, now thanks to all of those people who got that song I put out yesterday. It's free, but some people paid for it, even though you don't have to. Thank you for that, it's very much appreciated. And in case you missed it, here is the song again. Link to the download is in the below comments and description. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you later. God only knows where I belong, always in a world away. Don't listen to a word they say. Long is the path that we are on, when the road divides in two, which way will you choose? In the sky there's a satellite tracking your device, all seeing evil eye. If you follow Decepticons, how you gonna find your way can save you now. Only the Holy Ghost that you listen for can save you. It can save you now. Switch off the screen and break the spell. The spirit of the airwaves is leading everyone away, denying the calling of the crowd. All those friends you thought were true now turn around and slander you. With the fake stream media all out to deceive you, the father of lies told to keep you on the road that won't lead you back home. Only the lonely voice that you listen for can save you. It can save you now. Only the Holy Ghost that you listen for can save you. Can save you. Save you now. Save you now. Come and see how far they can hear you call. Far beyond the city gates outside. Come and see how far they can hear you call. Far beyond the city gates outside. Only the Holy Ghost can save you. Only the Holy Ghost can save you. Only the lonely voice that you listen for can save you. It can save you now. Only the Holy Ghost that you listen for can save you. He can save